Hey guys, got a big old pile of dirt right there. And we have the BX25D tractor right here. But the issue is we were trying to scoop that dirt up, and when we got a load of dirt, curled the bucket back, we heard a loud pop in the front end here, and it came from this cylinder. And so what's happening, I'm just shooting this video to document it. The cylinder appears to work fine and everything, but as you can see, it is slowly leaking. And so from my postings on the websites and whatnot, I believe that could have either blown a seal in the piston on this thing, or even worse, we could have broke the actual piston itself. So I'll go ahead and try to take this apart and see what we can come up with. All right, well, I got the hydraulic lines off, and I got this pin out. This pin is still loose, so it's not leaking near as much hydraulic fluid as I would have thought. And on a side note, in a shining example of pure brilliance, I come to my remote farm property with about no tools that are right for this job. I've got everything that I don't need. Broke the old man's hammer that he passed down to me when he got it in 19 whenever. He's probably up there in heaven screaming down at me that I ain't from his loins, and probably gonna have to settle up the old man in the afterlife. But anyway, so now I think I'll just pull this pin and remove this cylinder. All right, so one thing I noticed here was that on this pin right here, it is dry as a bone. I'm a man who likes to take pride on greasing his equipment, keeping it greased and lubricated, but I even own a mini excavator over there too, so I kind of know the value of keeping those pins greased. But I wonder what happened here. Either we've just let it go, or maybe this little journal here or something's plugged. I'll have to check that later. And I thought it would be clever and have the cylinder fully retracted in order to avoid spilling a bunch of hydraulic fluid. But then once I got it out here, started manipulating it, when I pulled it out, there's just a mess. When I pulled it out like that, all kinds of fluid came. Maybe this is a situation where it's just full of fluid no matter what position it's in. So and I'm not an expert, but I'll try to manipulate it here. And it's kind of hard to pull back up, and especially do this in film at the same time. I don't feel anything broken in there and, rattling around or nothing. So maybe it's just a seal that went. But stand by for an update. All right, I just went to the machine shop and picked up my cylinder. And you all are probably wondering why it is taken apart. Remember that part where I said I didn't hear anything rattling in there? Well, I was wrong. And this is what they found in there. Just little nug chunklets of love right there. Jeez, look at that. And then just came off. Now, I'll take this big chunk here and kind of illustrate. The guy at the hydraulics shop said, let's see if we can get this on camera. See that taper there? He says it's a really big taper, and when you put this piece on it, let's see if I can get this in film right. There we go. He states that there's just too much shoulder right there. That part of this should be cut off, and he says that he figures that applies too much pressure to that. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, this is the way Kubota designed it, but that's what he was speculating. Apparently this is still good, that's still good and everything. So what I plan to do here, let the thing focus again. I plan to buy a new piston from Kubota. This is a part right here is around $61 plus shipping or whatever. So I'm going to buy that. And then apparently, I forgot the technical term they call this, but that's still good. We can use this on the new piston. And then there's a seal kit. The seal kit from Kubota is $110. Now, the hydraulic shop that I went to can, it'd be $180 for them to buy the material and machine this and make this piston. So I'm opting to go the Kubota route at $61. But I will go to the machinist at the hydraulic shop and have them put seals in because their seal kit's like 25 bucks. So I don't know why it's so expensive from Kubota, but I guess that's the way it is. And on another note about this, they said to put a seal kit in these things, apparently you have to like boil them in hot water or something like that, and they're difficult to get on. And so I think for the money that I'll just have them do it. But that brings me back to, you know, I'm smart enough to remove this thing by myself and take it apart without paying $50 to a machine shop. And the reason why I did that is because I thought they'd use a nice spanner wrench, which I didn't have, to remove this and take it apart. Well, it appears they just used some sort of a pipe wrench like I would have done. So there's another lesson learned. I mean, why would it go easy for me anyways? You know, I deserve a financial beating, so I'm going to take it like a man. But I think I'm going to stop here, just get the new cylinder, or piston, excuse me, from Kubota, take it to the machine shop, have the boys put it back together, and be in this thing, I don't know, a couple $100 versus the $485 plus shipping for a whole new assembly, or the $420 it would take for them to machine this with all the labor and stuff involved in that. So this is where we end, I think. All right, so before I drop this off at the hydraulic shop, here is the old broken one, and here is, fresh from the Kubota dealer, the new one. Sorry it's loud out here, there's trucks and whatnot. Whoosh, let's not break it. Anyway, there it is.